Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in your day. I hope you're having a good one. I want to share a little astrology information with you for the week that is coming up. Today is Monday the 23rd. This weekend, Saturday the 28th, we are going to have a big, bright, shiny full moon. This full moon is going to be a lunar eclipse as well as a full moon. And we are in eclipse season right now. We had a solar eclipse about 2 weeks ago on the 15th or the 14th. That was a new moon. It's 2 weeks. Now we're building up to our big bright full moon. The way that all this energy is working for this eclipse, I think that we are all going to experience themes around Scorpio Taurus. So the sun will be in Scorpio, the moon will be in Taurus. These two signs are fixed signs. This means that they are more likely to tend towards a stubborn kind of an energy that likes to hold things as they are, versus kind of going with the flow or letting things adapt and change. And for anyone that has these kinds of energies in their natal chart, I feel like is going to be more aware of the heightened energy as the week builds into the full moon over the weekend. I feel like eclipses always kind of bring sudden beginnings or sudden endings or sudden changes that can really aggravate people that want to hold things as they are, that want nothing to change. We want everything. We want to plan it out. We want to make sure we know how everything's going to go, and then we fight tooth and nail to keep that original plan. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm calling you out or anything, but I think just with all of the energy that's coming at us building up to the weekend, that we can just kind of plan on and expect things to not go quite according to plan or exactly the way we had in our minds, and finding a sense of comfort and just knowing that things will unfold the way that they're supposed to, regardless of what your preconceived ideas were or regardless of what you planned on. The two opposing, so Scorpio and Taurus, sit on what we call the financial axis. Taurus is much more concerned with like what I have and the resources that I've acquired, whereas Scorpio is more of like other people's resources, what you have acquired through your connections or your family or your work, like what you get from other people. So those are opposites. We also have this like creation destruction, where Scorpio, both of them, since they are related, both of them have these elements of cutting out the old, or destroying what was once there in order to build anew, or to build something up from nothing. We need to kind of close doors. We need to say goodbye to things. We need things to exit our lives in order for new to make its way in, or new things to build their way up. So again, we come back to that theme of control, that some of us are we're gonna find it easier than others. But when we are trying to build things in our lives, whether it's relationships or businesses or healthy home environments, there are things that we have to release, and we have to kind of surrender over in the name of welcoming in what it is that we're striving for. Some of the other planetary energies that are big game players during this full moon are Mars and Mercury. Mars will be opposite the full moon, and we know Mars has to do with masculine energy. It has to do with the warrior. It has to do with our drive and our motivation to pursue the things that we want to obtain or that we want to get for ourselves. So when that kind of warrior energy is opposite of our emotional body, it's easier to be more reactive, and it's easier to be more impulsive, as to where if we feel something uncomfortable, then we want to do something about it very fast to get back to this state of like feeling okay, or this state of knowing what is next And I think we have to be careful with that. I think that we have to be careful with how we choose to kind of cut certain things out of our lives. The only reason that we have to be careful is not out of fear, not out of fear, but out of like respect and patience and trusting that we're going to do the right thing in the right moment. If we think about the scorpion, we know like that animal isn't just running around moving its stinger and threatening everything that it comes across. Like those kinds of animals capture things by surprise. They kind of sit and wait for just the right moment, and then they take their stinger and they do their job. I like to think of like teenage scorpions that don't know this yet and are just running around with their stingers out and causing lots of chaos. We can kind of do that too if we feel emotionally threatened by something, whether that is things are changing without our permission, or we feel defensive. We feel like we have to defend ourselves, our points of view, our thoughts, our opinions to other people. We can lean on that stinger. We can lean on that ability to like strike and to hurt somebody and to cut something out, like very precise, like a surgeon would just hack something out of our bodies. And I feel like we just get the best results when we are patient like the scorpion. When there's something that needs to be said, yes, but we wait until the moment where we can make that delivery and that have a really lasting impact. If we move to strike as soon as we are triggered, as soon as we are activated, then that's, I feel like, when we make unnecessary stings, when we hurt people unnecessarily, we burn bridges that didn't need to be burned. So I think as we approach this weekend, as we go into this weekend, if you can remember to just be like the scorpion, to taste your words before you say them, to ask yourself, is this kind, is this helpful, is this true? Because if it's not all three of those things, then we run the risk of doing more harm than good. And whether that's our intention or not, I don't know, but I think that we need to be calculated with how we express our emotions, with how we express our thoughts and opinions, and wait for that right moment when maybe the fire comes down a little bit, or our reactivity levels drop a little bit, or we remember that we don't get to control everything. We don't get to have that level of authority over people, places, things in our lives. So yeah, be like the scorpion as this moon approaches. Give yourself time to wait for the right moment to say things, to deliver a calculated strike, and to cut out what needs to be cut out in order for you to create what you're trying to create. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions about this, please drop me a comment, send me a note. I'd be happy to answer anything you have to say. I hope you have a great week.